You aren't nice. You don't respect me. You lied to me. You picked on me and you don't care. You all despise me, but not me, because I'm throwing all the stuff away. I'm never gonna speak to you again. You're all just a bunch of losers, and you ain't worth my time. I'll never know why you resent me. That'll always be.
Isn't that such a good
song?
Man, I don't know if goods.
Oh man, it's still going. That was so good. Hello. Welcome to Spill the Tea with Hannah
Somerville, will you marry me?
No. Anna Somerville and Hannah Martin. That was Fly by Hannah Martin.
Oh man, what a tune that was.
If you don't know, every show we start off, the whole 2 shows we've had, including this one, we start off with a Hannah Martin original. And so last week we had Where I Am, and this week we had Fly. And I'm going to tell y'all, I've got about 4 albums worth of songs. Yeah. So
they're just going to keep coming. This is never going to end. So, I mean, if you're watching this now, good luck, Charlie. Yep. Anybody? Disney Channel?
Really?
Yeah, rip.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yup.
Shout out to Stephen and Kenyon. That's a them thing. What? Stop looking at your dashboard notifications. We're doing a show right now. Please focus. Focus up. Look
School
sharp.
first. I want to give a shout out to some of our listeners who have said that they're listening on Twitter. Yeah. And if you want to get a shout out, or if you want to chat alongside with us all night tonight, you can tweet us at Hannah.
Okay. No, I'm gonna say it. Okay. At Hannah T, and that's Anna TEA, not just the letter T.
At Hannah T
on Twitter.
We have Andrew listening. He was listening last week. King, great work. Lizzie B listening again. Yes, Queen. Thank you. And then we have a new listener.
Oh, who's that? Is that Yeehaw Boy Hector? Yes. Homie, thank you for listening.
Yes.
King. Yes. My fellow Blue. We took a personality test. He's one of the trumpet section leaders in the CMB, and for those who don't know, I'm a piccolo section leader along with Tess Upchurch, my true homie.
Oh, yep.
And we took a leadership personality quiz, and it's a quiz that tells you, it's like, it categorizes you into 4 colors, and you're either a gold, a green, a blue, or an orange.
Okay.
And the blues are like the sensitive, really empathetic ones. And Hector and I were both blues, along with Tess.
Course.
And so we're buds. We're buddy blues.
Sensitive.
Sorry, leaders. Hector. Okay. Anyway.
Bernadette is also listening.
Thank you, Bernadette.
Library Vlog Squad. No, Bernadette and me and Andrew were all in together. If you tuned in last week, it was very exciting.
Let's not relive Hannah Martin's childhood, because nobody wants to do that.
It's a deep, dark hole we will not be going down tonight.
A deep, dark hole filled with homeschool trauma. All right.
Anna, what's the plan for tonight?
So the plan for tonight is, I had access to the Google Doc this week, so Hannah does not know any of the questions that I'm about to ask her. There will be about an equal mix, I would say, of silly and serious questions. And we're just going to start asking them. And
I'm so excited because last week I had control of the Google Doc, and so I got to see all the questions. And then I asked them to Anna, but now the tables have tabled, if you will.
They really have,
And I'm so excited.
And Hannah was really organized and actually categorized them by, lifestyle and stuff. Well, you know what? I'm not that cool.
Oh, yup.
Or organized at all. In fact, right now I have my chair is tangled in my bag, and I feel like that's a perfect representation of me being in charge of things.
And Anna has one of those, because if you are an athlete, including marching band, don't want to offend
okay.
Don't want to offend anyone in the marching band.
Marching band's a sport.
You get these dope ass.
That's a good word. We can say that. Okay, I was like, oh my goodness, Hannah Martin.
You get these dope ass backpacks. They're huge and they're really red, and everybody knows you're an athlete. And if you are in so if you're in track and field, your backpack says track and field. I don't think the marching band ones say that. They're just...
If you are in marching band, yours actually says kick me on the back. It's very convenient.
Oh my God.
So they can pick out the weak ones. It's pretty cool. I've only been mistaken for an athlete never. So, I mean, really up in the cool factor with me, at least. I don't know what your guys' experiences our fellow CMB members who might be listening. Shout out to Bliss who's listening. I haven't opened your Snapchat, Miss Bliss, but I'm assuming you're listening.
Shout out to my sister Amanda who's listening.
Shout out to Amanda. Amanda drove us here tonight.
She did. She dropped us off because we were too lazy to walk up like the
Yup.
one hill.
Anyway,
Whatever.
let's not reveal where we live. Chill. Pullman.
I live in Washington, D.C.
Yep, that's right. All right.
All right, here we go. I'm ready.
Are we just diving in?
Let's just
Right.
let's just end it.
Fun fact about me is that I don't know how to dive like a regular person.
I don't know how to swim. And one time I really fun fact really quick that me and my friends went swimming at the beginning of last year and at the shut up. I'm telling a story. Okay. At the beginning of the year, and we went to the Snake River, which is beautiful. I'm not going to tell you where we went exactly because it's a private destination.
It is.
And I don't want y'all there
Just
while
like
I'm
my
there.
bedroom.
Stop it. And I was like, oh, we're all going to go swimming. So we were all swimming in the lake. And then I was laughing so hard. And one of my other friends named Hannah, who is a great swimmer, vice president of the swim club. Love you, Hannah Utter. She was like, Hannah, stop laughing. You're literally drowning. And I was like going under.
She was like sinking under the water. And
Hannah was like, don't make me come like lifeguard you.
Yeah. Hannah, also another fun fact about Hannah really quick before we dive into questions. I know this is kind of a mess, but it usually is.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't know how to laugh right.
Oh my god!
So here's my Hannah Martin laugh I'm
getting ready to get dry.
She can't breathe while she's laughing, and then after she laughs, she starts hiccuping because she didn't get enough air, or like there's just air pockets in her. Anyway, Hannah Martin doesn't know how to laugh, so that with the combo of the water just was not winning. Okay,
here we go. Here we go.
All right,
back on track.
All right, here we go.
My mic is giving me problems again.
The first, I mean, you're not great at that. Okay, let's open it up with something that's been kind of hotly contested in the past couple years. I think it might be an outdated meme at this point, but I'm still willing to discuss.
Okay, here we go.
Hannah Martin.
Okay.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes.
Why do you think so?
Because it tastes good. I used to, in elementary school before the homeschool days, I used to get my little square of cheese pizza on Wednesdays because that's when they served it in the Stanwood School District was on Wednesdays. Mm-hmm. And I would get a little cup of pineapple that they had set out like you're serving a fruit. Yeah. And I would put it on my pizza. And so I just have pineapple and cheese pizza on Wednesdays. It was delicious. Nice. And one time I was at one of my principals was walking around at lunch hour and he was like, that's so smart of you.
Wow.
Thank you, Principal.
Valid.
Principal Lofgren. Thank you, sir.
We both just saluted the air.
We did. Hannah Utter, the aforementioned friend of mine, hates pineapple on pizza with a passion.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it also.
It's good. Tastes good.
I think people, I mean, I would understand why people wouldn't like it, I guess. Like, I understand why people wouldn't like the sweet savory combination because sometimes people don't really like that.
I have to tell you something absolutely disgusting that Steven did the other day.
Oh yeah, our other friend Steven. Let's drag him on the radio.
Absolute precedence.
Okay.
He and his girlfriend Kenyon, and we're all friends, you know, sort of.
She's lying. We're all friends.
We're all friends. And he and Kenyon dating went to the farmer's market together early Saturday morning. Romance, nerds. Am I right? And he bought like 3 huge things of honey, and I was like, why? Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. I'm sorry.
And I was like, why did you buy all of this goddamn honey, Steven? And
she said it like that because she wanted me to know that it was allowed.
It's a swear word allowed on the air.
Yes.
And he was like, I just like honey. Okay. So he's eating his honey, and then Kenyon, like, you know, later on we watched a movie that day. It was a lazy Saturday. We were all just chilling in the living room, and Kenyon was like, I want Domino's, and I was like, okay, I'll get Domino's too. So me and Kenyon and Steven all got Domino's. Hannah Utter, other roommate, she was there. She's on a diet, queen, so she's not eating Domino's. I wish I had her strength. And so Steven and Kenyon get their Domino's, and they split it because they're a couple, whatever. And Steven gets up to get some honey. And he takes his pizza crust and he puts honey on his pizza crust. And we all just kind of stopped in like horror.
I'm interested,
though. I am not interested.
Did you try it?
No, okay. I didn't. He offered some to everybody in the room and nobody took him up on the offer.
Before this story is over, I just want everyone to know I'm about to not drug. Oh God, I'm not drugging Hannah Martin. Nobody call the police, please. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I'm about to drag Hannah Martin. I cannot trust her culinary opinions because there was one point in time when she had never tried sushi before. And we were like, okay, let's start her off beginning level, entry level sushi, which is like, that little roll that's just white rice and cucumber with seaweed on the outside. The seaweed had just barely touched her tongue and she gagged. So
I didn't like
you know
it.
what? I'm going to try honey on pizza crust because Hannah Martin is not valid in her food opinions.
Kevin Kissinger's listening and he said pineapple on pizza is so good.
Thanks, K-Kiss. K-Kiss gets it. Fellow section leader.
Thank you, Andrew. He said, I haven't had sushi either. It's okay.
Oh,
thanks, Andrew.
Andrew, Snow Isle Teens is over, bud.
Hey!
I'm sorry,
Not
Andrew.
in our hearts.
Thank you for listening. Please don't leave. Okay. All right. Okay. So
next
I
question.
think we discussed that pretty well. The next question comes from Miriam, and it just says,
Miriam!
I heart you, Anna. So I love you, Miriam.
Miriam Montgomery, nicest lady around. Also, I want to say, if you were listening before we played the Hannah Martin original, we played a Paramore song called Misery Business. And I want to talk about this for like 2 seconds while you're setting up the next song. Because they have stopped Paramore. This is one of their biggest hits. And this is like, shout out to Andrew because I know he's going to like this conversation.
Oh my God. Hannah.
But Misery Business is one of their biggest hits. It's a banger. It slaps. But Haley, who is the
lead singer,
she says a word in there, starts with a W. I don't know if I can say it on the air.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, I am not slut shaming women anymore because I have grown as a person, and so we're not gonna play the song anymore.
Wow,
and people are like, I want to hear Misery Business, and she's like, no.
Oh,
and
I just bumped my mic.
now
I'm
all these men are like, this is gonna ruin Paramore, and I'm like, y'all, Paramore can't be ruined.
Paramore's
They're
really good.
such a good band. Also,
really
Lizzie
good.
says pineapple on pizza is the best.
Thank
it's
you,
true.
Lizzie, queen.
Paramore slaps. Go listen to their new album, After Laughter. Every track on there absolutely slaps the hardest. Andrew says he supports Haley.
All right.
Yes.
Good.
Next question.
No kooks. Okay. Should we do serious or silly?
It's up to you. You're in charge of the form this week.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Okay, so we got 2 questions about fun things to do, like date-wise. So let me... so one was more specifically in the Pullman area, and then one was just like some fun, easy date ideas. So what do you think?
Okay, I'm going to be really honest with our 4 listeners right now. I've never been on a date, so I'm the wrong person to ask this question. But if I had to go on a date with someone in Pullman, hopefully soon,
Hannah, surprise. It's right now. We're on a date.
I hate
oh my
this.
gosh, are these flowers? Yes, they are.
No, there are no flowers in the booth.
There are flowers.
Let the record
There's
show.
actually 4 bouquets right here that I'm holding in all of my
trying to
hands. Can you hear them crinkling?
Is this an ASMR show
now?
now?
No, God.
ASMR.
No. No, stop it. None of that nonsense.
I have heard the good things about the Black Cypress, that it is pricey, but it's a good date locale. I don't know. I'm kind of like if you want to go to McDonald's or something and hang out and talk about your day, not as a first date,
Right, but
just
like a kind of deal.
Maybe a 3rd or 4th date even,
Yeah.
where it's so, I mean, it doesn't have to be super expensive. It has to have thought in it for me.
Yes.
No matter where you are. If you're in P-Town, A-Town, whatever
Okay.
town. That's my new intro for Turning Two Tunes. It's like, hello to everyone in P-Town, A-Town, whatever town you're listening to.
Just keep going.
Wherever
Anyway.
you are, it doesn't really matter about the cost. It matters about how much thought you put in.
Yes, I agree. And really quick before I talk about this, my good pal Matthew Schock said, "Pineapple on pizza, Anna? Are you kidding me? Absolutely barbaric." And then he also said, "Every time."
Barbaric?
I know he hates pineapple on pizza. I guess his palate isn't that complex. Oh, zing!
You got zinged.
And then he said, "Every time you guys mention a girl's name, you say Queen, and I love it." So Matthew Schock, Queen.
Yes, yes.
You just sent me 2 hearts. Yeah, Matthew.
Oh,
all right.
yup.
Okay. All right. So, first, dates in Pullman, I think you kind of have to be creative a little bit, which is good because you can put thought into it. Laser tag would be fun. Easy date ideas. Laser tag, just going out to dinner together. I don't know. Another good thing about it being kind of in the middle of nowhere is that it's beautiful and kind of
There are so
untouched.
many nice places to go that you could literally, I mean, I don't want to be on a first date, drive your lady out to a wheat field.
Yeah, where there's no cell service.
And sit there. But like,
don't do that because she'll think you're trying to kill her.
Don't do like that's a you've been dating for a while.
Yes.
We're gonna go drive out to like a wheat field and watch the sunset sort of thing. Because
yes.
that would be super
That's
great.
super nice.
But
Or, like,
not as a first
stargazing.
date.
Yeah, no.
Because men, you ruined it for yourself. Sorry to break it to you. Yeah, y'all murdered too many ladies to take anybody out to a wheat field.
Yeah. I think just going out to dinner together or I don't know, go to a football game. I don't know. There's a ton of stuff and like I don't know. Be creative. I think the most important thing about different dates is 1 second. Oh my gosh, wait, Walter Gibson is listening. Walter! Oh my gosh, sorry. One of my good friends just tweeted at us. I think that if you do just something creative, something that you've put a little bit of thought into, it really would mean a lot.
Yeah. Also, Walter says, better than doing an escape room on the first date.
Yeah, that would be terrifying.
Oh boy.
Like a homemade escape room.
Oh
like
my
you take
God.
that to your house and you're like, now get out. Like try to escape. That would be the worst. Anyway, shout out to Walter for listening. Thank you, homie.
Yeah. So I think consensus on that is it doesn't have to be expensive, i.e. Black Cypress. It just has to be thoughtful.
Yes, I think so. For sure. Give me 1 second.
Also, if you're two ladies I just thought of this. If you're two ladies dating and you're on a first date, I still feel like it'd be weird to just drive out to a wheat field and watch the sun. Like go to Thompson Flats with your lady and watch the sunset.
Yeah.
A public place.
Yeah. For
It's
sure.
just, it's weird.
I mean, there are definitely places that you can go and make it not scary. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Lizzie says go for a hike, Kamiak Butte.
Oh yeah, go for a
Lizzie,
hike, Kamiak Butte.
Your mind is so
Butte.
powerful, Lizzie.
I mean, there's a lot of
cool
beautiful
things.
places.
Just do some
Googling.
Go on Pinterest and Google Pullman,
Go
Washington.
on Pinterest. Make a Pinterest account for your lady or man or person or whatever. What have you.
Thank you for being inclusive,
You're
Anna.
welcome. Go Cougs. Just put some thought into it, and
yes,
if you need like specific date ideas, DM me and I'll figure something out for you. I'll plan a little picnic on Thompson Flats.
A little picnic.
Okay,
that would be nice.
Yeah. All right. So moving right along,
Next
what are your
question.
thoughts on the origin of Stonehenge? And that comes from good old K-Kiss himself, Mr. Kevin
Oh,
Kissinger.
Jesus. So I don't really know that much about the origin of Stonehenge. Do you? I'm the wrong person. I'm the wrong person to ask these questions.
I don't think anybody knows.
What
where
are
it
like
came
the
from.
theories? Do you know the theories?
I don't know the theories, but do you want to hear my theory?
Yeah.
My theory is that, you know the Easter Island heads?
Yeah.
It's their limbs. Their limbs just fell off in that place and their heads ended up somewhere else. So that's my theory.
I don't know. I just feel like it's a weird, like,
Anomaly?
ecological occurrance. Like, you see all the... Is ecological not the right word?
I don't know if ecological is the right word,
It's
bro.
a weird... anomaly in nature. And I mean, you see like the Grand Canyon. It's just like nature be like that.
This isn't going well.
You know what? Next question. I'm done with this.
Okay, my theory with Stonehenge is that it was clearly not a natural occurrence. We don't know what it was, but I mean,
you know what?
While
Anna's
we're
being
going
mean
at
to
it,
me.
and while we don't know what exactly it was, I mean, it was.
Let's
the
just.
Easter
I'll
Island
say
bodies.
it. I'll say it. It's controversial. Aliens.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
I'll
I'm
say
afraid
it.
of
I'll
aliens.
say it. You know what? Even more controversial. I'll say it. The lizard people who live inside our government officials.
Okay, you know what? That's real. So I'm kidding. Okay, here's a serious one. We're just gonna do an equal mix of like.
That sounds
it's
good.
Just
That
gonna
sounds
be mixed
good.
around. Okay. Here's one that we got. I think the night that we did our first show, but it was like right after we ended or something.
Okay.
So this one is heavy.
Okay.
I think I'm falling in love with one of my best friends. I met her in kindergarten, and we've been really close ever since. We didn't get to spend a ton of time together in high school, but whenever we did, it was like we saw each other every day. I saw her over the summer, and ever since I've had these feelings for her. What should I do? She's going to school over 1,000 miles away to complicate things even more.
Ooh. First of all, y'all sound like a YA novel.
Okay,
And-
shut up.
Yes. I don't know if this is... I don't know. This is so tough because this is always a hard thing to... It's like, do you tell them you love them, or do you just keep it bottled up because you know nothing can happen from, 1,000 miles away or what have you? I mean, I just put it out there. I think put it out there, and the worst, she's like, nope, and then she jets off to college.
Yeah.
So
I think I've thought about this question a lot because it is a really difficult one, and we got it so early in the week that I saw it pretty early.
yeah.
I think that you need to measure what you're going to regret more.
Yes.
Will you regret
that's good.
not telling her and just kind of letting whatever happen, or will you regret telling her and maybe risking your friendship being different? Because I don't think, if you've had this friendship since kindergarten, I don't think your friendship would end. I think you guys can make it through this, but I think if you were to tell her about it, I think it would definitely make things weird for a little bit, at least a little bit. It would be kind of weird. I don't know. You just need to measure your regrets. And I think I'm personally a big old sappy gal, and I think you should send it. And I think you should just put it out there and see what happens. And like Hannah said, the worst that happens is she just off to college, and you might not talk for a little bit, and then it'll probably go kind of back to normal-ish, as normal as it can be. And then at least for sure.
Yeah. You got to put it out there.
Yeah, and I mean, at least you would know, right? You wouldn't spend the rest of your life wondering, like, oh, did she love me, or I think you should put it out there. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Good call. Yeah, and that's much easier to say and much harder to do. But
yes.
I mean, like,
yes.
If it were me, I would probably do nothing because I'm a coward. But because again, she is so far away, I think you should send it and then just see what happens.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you're really struggling with it, again, just measure your regrets. Think long term. Think, would I regret not telling her, or would I regret telling her and risking the loss of our friendship? Which I don't think you would lose it. I think it'd just make it a little weird for a little bit.
Yes. All right, next question.
Okay. So this one comes from good old Hannah Utter.
Oh, yes?
And she said, "Hey guys, what's popping?" Anyway,
yeah, girl.
My real question is, what quality do you look for in most sorry, let me start over. My real question is, what quality do you look for most in other people when forming personal relationships, and why?
Jesus.
Do you want me to answer?
Yeah, you go for it.
So while you're thinking about your answer, I was thinking about this a lot. I really like when the people who are closest to me are people who are honest with me. I really, really value honesty. Just because sometimes I need to hear some blunt honesty, and I don't know. My family is very nice, and sometimes they're afraid to give blunt honesty, and that's what I need a lot of the time. And then humor is a huge deal for me, like a huge deal.
Yeah.
Like,
why are you friends with me then?
Oh God, I don't know.
I'm so funny and you're not.
Okay.
Yep,
Anyway,
gotcha. Zing.
Wow. Yeah, similar senses of humor is super important to me. Intellect, I as long as you're funny, I don't really care.
Any funny dumb guys out there? Anna's single.
No, I'm just saying, like, friendship wise, at least. People who challenge me to be a better person.
Oh yeah, boy.
That's a really good thing. And people who try to understand me, because I'm a very I'm a very odd duck. But when people like try to understand and are willing to listen to me, it means a lot, and I look for that in.
I would say two things: people who I can talk to, people
yes.
who I could say have a talk show with, and then people who share the same values as me.
Yeah.
And I know there are things politically Anna and I disagree about.
It's mostly just size of government.
But she is still one of my best friends because she is so passionate about what she believes, and I am so passionate about what I believe. And it is something where we can still find common ground within an issue, and we can have a respectful conversation about it. And so,
for sure.
And this is not me. I've been dealing with a lot of very conservative people today. And so this is not if your boyfriend thinks that gay people shouldn't be able to marry, reach across the aisle sort of a thing. Nah, we're talking size of government here.
Yeah,
we can reach across the aisle.
We're really talking about I don't want the government involved in my healthcare.
Sure.
And Hannah's like, okay, I understand.
Yes.
Because maybe you don't trust the way the government runs healthcare.
Sure.
And I'm like, yep, that's
so
the only reason why.
There's like a handful of things nowadays where it's like healthcare, education, national security, constitutional rights, those sorts of things where you can disagree on and you can have rational conversations about. But like, I don't even know. Being transgender is a mental illness. Like, we're not gonna have that talk. We're really not.
So this is segued into a question that somebody asked, which is really cool. So yeah, again, do you want to touch on anything else about
No, just those two things.
Just sharing values, and then what was the other one? Someone who you could talk to.
Yes.
I think I agree completely. Really good test is if you're. It's like somebody who you could be on a long drive with.
Yes.
And who you don't feel like you have to talk to.
Yes.
But if you wanted to talk about literally anything, you could bring it up and they'd be right on the same page with you, and you could just talk for hours about whatever. The long
drive test.
Yeah.
That is a good way to see if your relationship, whether it be
friendship,
or romantic, whatever it may be, if it can, if it's good to go.
Yeah. Yeah. The long drive test. Just, yeah. Okay. So the question that came in was, I have very different political opinions than my friends, and I am ashamed of it. Oh. They often talk badly about people of my political affiliation. How do I tell them it makes me uncomfortable without upsetting them or making them think less of me for my opinions?
Okay.
So I know Hannah is going to probably need to stew on this for a second. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say what I was thinking. And I think because things in this nation right now are so polarized, and by that I mean like very one side or the other. I think that when you're talking about politics with someone, you can't simply identify as, oh, I'm a Democrat or, oh, I'm a Republican, because that saying either of those things comes with a lot of other implications.
Absolutely.
And so I think at this point in time, if you were to talk politics with your friends, and you need to say, I mean, if it's making you uncomfortable what they're saying about, people of your political affiliation, maybe let them know.
Yeah.
But definitely talk about it on an issue by issue basis. Because like what Hannah was saying is that there's a lot of things that you can reach across the aisle about, like size of government, da-da-da-da-da.
Absolutely.
Da-da-da-da. But I mean, if you're a friend, if you're, a liberal person and you're in the LGBT community because of that, because traditionally conservatives tend to have more traditional values. And I'm just speaking generally here. I'm not saying every conservative, every liberal, but if you're in the LGBT community and you are, more liberal, and then your friend is more conservative, but you disagree about gay marriage, clearly that's not going to be resolved.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
I would say take it on a case by case basis. And I think if we as a society started talking about things on a case by case basis, we'd find that we have a lot more to agree about than to disagree about. If
and
that makes sense.
I think I would advise the person who asked this to look at your values and then look at with whatever political party you are aligning with. Because the two-party system is bad.
It's bad,
and
folks.
So it is no longer as simple as saying you're just, I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican. In this day and age, and this is my opinion, if you say you're a Republican, you align yourself with Donald Trump and the views he has and the things he has done, because he is the face of the Republican Party right now, and you have people over there who are like him. And so if you're like, I'm a Republican, but then you're like, oh, but I just want smaller government. It has become there's fragmentations within the Republican Party. There's fragmentations within the Democratic Party too.
I mean, have you ever? I don't know if you've ever been in like a classroom or anything, and you try to split up into two different mindsets, like oh, who thinks this and who thinks the opposite? It's like nobody.
There are so many different nuances.
Yes.
And so when it comes to issues like education and all those issues I just listed, like, there are so many good perspectives on that and so many different things we should be taking into account. Whereas if you are a person who doesn't believe in marriage between two women or two men, that's just not.
And another thing about politics right now is that it is very personal for a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
And that's because they are part of those single issue groups, like the LGBT community, or pro-choice or pro-abortion, or not pro-abortion, pro-life.
Pro-choice, pro-life. Yeah.
Yes. I don't know why I slipped up. they are very personal issues, and I think talking about them on a case by case basis in a very calm environment is very important.
And I'm going to tell you, I'm a senator with ASWSU, and we've been disagreeing quite frequently at our past 2 meetings. But we have done so absolutely respectfully, and I don't think anybody on the Senate felt like it was not a safe place to voice their opinion. And these were pretty contentious issues where we were able to talk it out, where there was no name calling, there was no disrespectful it was respectful conversation. So it's finding those issues where you can disagree on and disagree respectfully, and knowing that you can find that common ground.
And I think it is important to surround yourself with people who don't always think exactly like you.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it opens your mind.
Because that challenges you to think differently about
exactly.
things.
That's why I said what I said was I want somebody, or I want people around me who challenge me.
Absolutely.
To new ideas and to consider, whatever. So, I mean, if you're talking to your friends about this on a case by case issue, and maybe it'll make them understand you even more.
Yes.
It could, I think you're worried about it, but I think it could be a positive thing as well. And I think as long as you approach it as maybe not necessarily naming direct parties, because that comes with, like we said, a lot of implications, and maybe taking it by a case issue.
And going into it thinking maybe I'm not 100% right about this topic, and maybe this other person has some perspective that I could use in forming my own opinions.
Yeah. And I think a good way to start that conversation isn't like, hey, this hurts my feelings when you talk about this, because they might immediately just go on the defense. I think you could say, hey, could you talk to me about your opinions on this? And then start a discussion rather than start a discussion rather than a confrontation. And I think that would maybe be a positive way to go about it. Yeah. I would say, again, just start it as a conversation, case by case basis. And
but definitely talk to your friends if they're making, because your friends shouldn't make you feel ashamed.
No. No.
And Kevin Kissinger DM'd us and said, as a poli-sci major, being open about what you disagree on is how we make progress. So don't feel ashamed. Embrace your differences and grow. Being open to each other's beliefs also helps us learn. Kevin,
homie,
he really just spilled the tea.
We should just spill the tea with Kevin and Hannah. I don't even need to be here. Thanks, Kevin Kissinger.
Thank you, Kevin. And if you have some, if you've got some replies, DM us at Anna Hannah T, or you could tweet us and we'll read your tweets on the air. I don't care. I'll do whatever you guys want me to. Within reason. Next question.
All right. So let's do. Yeah, Hannah's really struggling with her mic tonight. It's pretty hilarious. Okay. So from Bliss.
Hey, Bliss.
If cell phones are mini computers, why do computers get viruses but cell phones don't? And I actually know the answer to this question. So go ahead, try your best, Martin. Look sharp.
Because.
Just take a guess.
Computers have hard drives and cell phones don't.
That's not.
You know what? Correct. Shut up! You told me to take a guess. Why?
So here's the answer. Because viruses are programmed for. It's kind of similar, I guess, for specific hard drives that are known. Like hackers will make, or whoever makes viruses will make them because they know that different computers have more specific hard drives, whereas cell phones, it's a lot more varied and it's hard to attack. So cell phones actually can get viruses, and when you do that, go to your whatever store, I don't care what it is,
Verizon Wireless,
and
T-Mobile,
have them fix it. But it's much more rare because it's a lot more varied, and so hackers don't really know what they're coding for. And I'm sure that that's going to change in the future because it's going to be easier to find. But as of right now, we're kind of living the high life.
Very
so that
interesting.
Okay, so let's do you want to do another more lighthearted question? And then
let's do one more and then we'll play a song.
Theme?
Yes,
okay.
Let's do one more.
All right, so let's see here. Let's do, how would you describe colors to a blind or colorblind person?
Oh my God. Y'all really coming with these questions tonight. I don't know, because it's like.
Oh, this is from Kevin Kissinger, by the way.
Kevin Kissinger. Bro.
Coming in with the good questions.
I think. Because you would have to, would you describe each one individually? Would you describe them as a whole? Would you describe them as a whole and then get more specific as you go?
I think about this question often, and I also think this is similar to a question that I think about is if you were to if a deaf person is born deaf, what language do they think in?
Oh my God.
Type deal. Like you can't
These
you
mess
can't
me
like
up.
is it something visual or so you can't. I mean the real answer here, Kevin Kissinger, is that you can't because we're living in completely different realms.
Yes.
You know. So it's really difficult. I would try to describe it using feelings because I usually connect colors and feelings, which is something
interesting,
really darky. But
yeah, it's like if I think of red, it's just like it is a brightness. But then like would blind people? I guess blind people would know what brightness is because you can.
I don't know. I
like
because
it gets dark.
Well, no, I don't.
But then
know.
there's
no. Yeah, I don't think that's right.
Oh my God. I don't know
listen to Hannah
anything.
Martin. She's not a doctor.
I'm so sorry. I should know more about disabilities. I'm so sorry.
Okay, anyway, let's just listen to a song. But yeah, I don't think there's a way to.
Song.
I would try to use feelings like, emotions wise, not like feelings like, oh, this is rough and this is smooth, which means that's green and that's blue. No, I'd use like
that sounds terrible. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I can't believe you just said that on
I'd
the radio.
use like, oh, the way you feel when it rains, like that's blue. Like that's a nice light blue. Or like you know when it's
that's a
when it's like warm outside and it's just you can hear the birds and you can kind of like smell the trees. That's like a nice orange, I'd say. Yeah. Like a bright. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
like that idea.
I tried to use feelings, and they'd probably be like, "What the heck are you talking about?" Yeah, because never mind.
We're gonna play a song.
Yeah, we're gonna play a song,
and I have spent the last couple of minutes looking through the playlist that we have up here, and I think Anna, you're gonna like the song I pick.
All right.
Andrew says, circling back to Stonehenge, have either of y'all watched Unacknowledged on Netflix? Amazing stuff to think about. I have not, but I'm gonna check it out now.
I haven't either. And Matthew Schock just sent me a meme that's the Earth and then Stonehenge, and it's like the Easter Island heads are on one half of the Earth, and then on the other half it's like the toes of the Easter Island head guy.
I hate this.
It shows a clear Earth, and then the body's in the. Anyway, it doesn't make any sense. But hey, Matthew Schock, thank you. It makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, so we're gonna listen to a song. Right. Also, just a heads up, as this show goes on, we'll probably incorporate more music. We just don't know how to work this yet. We haven't made a playlist. We're just kind of like cherry picking songs.
Random songs.
Anyway, here's a random song, and we'll be back with more terrible advice.
Oh, hell yeah, here we go.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Oh, yup. Wait, can I hear myself?
Yeah.
I can hear myself. Hello.
We're on the air.
Am I on the air? Wow. All right. Yeehaw!
We had a request for the country theme, so we thought we'd bring it back. Oh, yep.
Oh, yep.
Love that country theme, Hector. That was for you.
Yeah. Also, can you turn down the country?
No.
Again, I am rolling. Hold on. I'm.
Get off your backpack.
No, it's not
bro.
even my backpack this time. It's my mic cord or my headphones cord.
God, you are
This
a
is
mess. Can you please be a professional,
man.
Anna?
Oh man. Oh God. Oh man. Oh, no. Oh no. Oh no. My chair's falling.
Anna.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Okay.
Are you okay?
I'll just worry about this later. Okay.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, I'm good. Shout out to Hector. He will be our very first guest next week, hopefully, ideally. So tune in for that. It's going to be awesome. We'll probably just play the country theme for 2 hours and yell over it.
Anna is still struggling with her
I really am.
chair.
I'm about to squat. So, Hannah, just chat for a second.
Okay. Let's go to the listeners and see what they're saying. Lizzie requested For a Better Day by Avicii. If we have we're only allowed to play music that's already in the system, so I'll look if we have that. Andrew says, "Yeehaw, you funky little cowboy."
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Walter says, "Play Freebird." Same thing. I'll have to look if it's in the system.
Yeah. If we have Freebird in the system,
play it.
I'm gonna cry and sing it and play it, and that'll be good.
All right. Next question, please.
Back to questions. Okay, did you know that the Portuguese man-o-war jellyfish isn't a true jellyfish at all, and is instead a collection of individual symbiotic organisms?
What?
Yeah.
Who submitted that? Was that anonymous?
It was somebody named Jack Doe. but I don't know if that's a real person.
First of all, it's John Doe.
No, it's yeah. Yeah,
Whoever submitted that. So points for trying to
what if their name is actually Jack Doe, Hannah?
Sorry, Jack Doe.
Fun fact about me. I have been stung by a Portuguese man-of-war jellyfish. And for those of you who are well-versed in jellyfish lore, that's a pretty serious sting you can get.
Hefty.
I was in Hawaii with my family. I was very young, and I was very dumb. Still am to this day. That's
young,
a fun
dumb,
fact.
and broke.
A young, dumb. I mean, that's completely accurate because I was a child and did not have any money. Not only was I young and dumb, but I was broke. And anyway, so we were swimming. It was me and my family.
Walter
we
says this is him. This is his question.
Oh, this is Walter. Oh, Walter. I didn't know that. First of all, I looked it up and I was like, wow, he's correct. So good job, Walter. Good. Go, Coug.
Okay, you got stung. Can you finish
anyway,
your story?
so what happened was I was swimming and I saw the tentacle and I was like, oh, it's fishing line. Dumb.
Oh my
And
God.
so I actually grabbed it.
Anna!
And I pulled it in. And I was like, this is normal. And then I grabbed it, and I was pulling it in until it was on my leg. And then I was like, that's not fishing line. That's not normal. And then I realized that it was burning. And so I flung it off and then it got on me more. And then
I hate that.
yeah, so anyway, I had to like rub sand on it and there was a lot of crying and that's all I remember. And that's the story of the time I got stung by a
Hector
Portuguese man-of-war.
says, yes, Queens of Country. Thank you.
Thank you,
I
Hector.
love that. Sean O'Connor says, I completely agree. You should surround yourself with people that differ with you politically. One of the greatest compliments I've ever received was back in high school when a fellow band member told me that even though my political views drove her crazy, she respected me because I treated everyone with respect no matter their political views. Great second show, by the way. Thank you, Sean.
Thanks, Sean. And
Thanks
I
for
think
the input.
that's such a good point.
Yes.
Is that as long as you're treating people respectfully, and I think politically, like with your views, I think you should hold respect high in consideration of what you're doing. And as long as you're treating people respectfully and really listening, not just to respond to, but to listen to understand why somebody might think that way, I think that is how we find commonalities between each other as humans, and B, how we learn from each other. So yeah. Good question. Okay. I love this question. I love the question that somebody... Okay, hold on. I'm going to read it to you in just a second. I'm just trying to clean up things a little bit so I don't reread questions. Okay. So Anonymous says, is there a such thing as telling someone you love them too often? Does the frequency affect the perceived sincerity?
No. When my friends are like, I love you, I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, I think
It
that
feels good to like hear that.
Yeah, and I think it so I agree with you.
Okay, whatever. Disagree with me.
But I do think that there is a very fakey thing sometimes with I love you. Like
if you mean it and you say it like over and over again.
Yes. I think
keep
if
doing
you
it.
I think if you mean it, like it is coming from your heart, I absolutely believe that there should be no limit on that because I don't know. I grew up in a family where we tell each other we love each other like every day. If we're hanging up the phone, it's always love you bye. If we're going to school, it's always love you bye. Like we make sure that, we know that is something that's very important to me is like letting people know you love them because I don't know. I grew up and when I grew up, I thought about death a lot, which is kind of fun. I don't know.
You say that my homeschool childhood was traumatic, but like...
It wasn't. My childhood was not traumatic. It was just weird. I mean, that's just the way it was, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But like, I thought about death a lot, and like, I think, we don't know how long we have here. I mean, we only get one life, and I think you need to let people know that you love them, even if you're mad at them,
right,
even if whatever.
down.
Just let people know that you love them because it's important. And I think that if you don't mean it, don't say it.
Yeah.
I tell my friends I love them. I don't think you should be afraid to tell your friends you love them because I think that's a really important thing. Like Hannah said, it's nice to hear. It's nice to say when you mean it. I mean, don't just go around saying, "Oh, love you, girl," like whatever. Yeah. Like I love a lot of people. Like I do love a lot of people. So if I say I love you, I definitely mean it. Like I definitely love you. Like
absolutely.
Yeah. So definitely. I mean, I don't think it affects the perceived sincerity. I mean, at least not in our cases. I think it's something meaningful, but that doesn't mean that there's like a limit on how many times you get to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep saying it. Are there any baseball questions?
I don't think so. Well, I mean, there's a baseball statement. Are you ready for that?
Sure. Stop it! Stop being mean to me, you guys.
What?
Oh,
What
I
are
just
you
assumed it was like
assuming?
Red Sox suck or something.
No, it wasn't that. It was from Maya, and she said Yankees are the best team to ever, the greatest team to ever exist. That is all. And that was it.
All the Red Sox got to do is win tomorrow or Thursday, and they are the AL East champions, Maya. So get your trash takes out of here because you're wrong. You're wrong. I just got a notification. It's probably some Yankee fan. No, it's just Savannah liking our tweet. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Queen.
Also, the person who sent me the I love you question just texted me and said, in reference, so this is Ash. He's in the Piccolo section. He rocks. I love you, Ash. Really do. I really, truly love you. You're wonderful. In reference to your I love you question, also you can say it's to me, it's me. If it's to a significant other, it's always important to make sure that they know. For people with anxiety, sometimes being told I love you 100 times a day helps reassure you that people care about you.
Yes.
It's always important to know when people care about you, but only if you truly mean it. But quantity doesn't change the quality.
Absolutely.
I totally agree with you.
Hector says, I tell my best friends I love them every single day and every time I see them, and I mean it 100% of the time.
Yes, Hector. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I really think that it's something important and that you should do if you mean it, and or show them that you love them, just make sure they know. And I totally stating that you love them if they have anxiety is also really important, because like as someone who has anxiety, well, yeah, it's important. It's important to know where you stand with people.
Yeah.
When you have anxiety, so that you're not like all constantly just worrying. Yeah. Okay.
And go Red Sox. Yankees suck.
All right. Anyway, so let's go with Kevin Kissinger asked us, have you ever thought about what your pets have named you?
What is with like these deep questions tonight? I don't know. I can't think that hard. It's like 11 o'clock at night on a Tuesday. I
was just going to say that.
Okay, I got to think about this.
Also, Ash just said that he didn't send in the question. I'm just dumb. Well, he didn't say that part, but I am just dumb. So sorry. Yeah, Ash. Yeah.
I don't know if pets. It depends on like what pet, because I think like some pets are more like developed than other pets. So like, do fish give me a name? I don't think so. Do my dogs have a name for me? Maybe.
Yeah, it's big.
I
dumb
don't know.
hoe.
What did you say?
I said big dumb hoe.
Why would you
Dude,
say
you
that?
have tiny dogs. Your dogs are so small.
Yeah.
Hannah has tiny dogs.
I'm
big dumb
dogs.
hoe to my dogs too. Yeah. Anyway.
hate you.
Yeah, I think they must have names for us, or like, call signs
Something.
for us.
I don't know.
Like,
that's wild.
I don't know. Daddy Longlegs would be mine. They'd be like, hey, Daddy Longlegs is home. And I'd be like, cool.
Daddy Longlegs?
Yeah,
I hate that.
Anyway, let's not talk about Daddy Longlegs anymore.
Oh my God. Next question.
Anyway.
No, next question.
Okay, so this one's serious. Is it possible to find a good relationship soon after breaking up with someone, or does it by nature have to be a rebound? I have opinions about this.
I think you need some time to like, I don't want to say recover because that feels like it's like, I don't know, but like, recover. Like, give yourself some time to breathe, because you have had feelings for this person that you have just broken up with. And if you're meeting a new person and you want to start a new relationship, like you don't want your feelings to be muddled or anything, or go into it with like a being in a bad place. So be in a good place, and however long that takes you. I don't think you have to have a rebound, but I think you have to have some time to reevaluate yourself, give yourself some time to reset and be in a good place.
For sure. And I think I don't want to say I have extensive experience in this, but I definitely have a little bit of experience in this specifically. And like, if you're asking yourself, like, is this going to be a rebound? It probably is. Mm-hmm. Which sucks. But I mean, even if you don't think it's going to be, sometimes when you break up with someone, it takes you a while to feel it. And I think that you need to give yourself ample time to like know for sure that you're in a good enough place to be in a relationship. And I mean, when you're just rebounding and you're trying to pursue like a real relationship, it kind of cheapens it on both ends, because you're not completely there. And when you're not completely there, the other person also can't be completely there, if that makes sense. Yeah, I honestly, if you've just gotten out of a long relationship, do yourself and the other person a favor and take some time to yourself and kind of really think about it, because I don't want to say I have had experience in that, but I mean, maybe I have and maybe it wasn't great. So.
Oh my God, the tragic love life of Anna Somerville.
Yeah,
I'm going to throw you a curveball real quick.
Ooh.
We've got some questions coming in on my Instagram.
Oh,
so we're going to go.
Okay,
we're
so
going
we're
to answer
gonna-
these in a video format on Instagram here.
Oh, video format.
Yep. So.
Okay. All right, let's go.
The first one coming in from Mercedes, who I worked with over the summer.
Hey, Mercedes,
Love you,
what's
Mercedes.
poppin'? Oh, man, my face is bad. I'm hiding behind the
She
stall.
says, give me 3 things you love besides baseball and reading. I love my friends. I love working on the Senate and getting to be a student leader. And I just ran out of space on the video
Just
we're
keep
shooting.
going.
So my friends,
Being a
serving
student
on the
leader.
Senate and being a student leader, and the fall. I love the fall time.
Yeah, valid.
That is just awesome.
Agree. My things other than baseball and reading. Wow, it's gonna be real difficult because those are really my only 2 interests.
Obviously.
I love music. I love my family, and I love my friends.
We have another one coming in.
Okay.
We have 3. So this is
Okay,
the second
all right.
one. So this is from Debbie, who is ASWSU Chief
Debbie!
of Staff. We love
Debbie,
Debbie. She
Debbie,
asks, how are you so awesome?
Honestly,
We just be like this.
I don't know, man.
We're
Hannah's
just
pretty
living
cool.
our lives.
Yeah,
Debbie, we love you.
We
How
love
are
you,
you
Debbie.
so awesome, Debbie?
Debbie, 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 Debbie,
Debbie is
Debbie,
The
Debbie.
literal best.
If you guys have seen Baby Driver, yeah, Debbie. Anyway, continue. What? Sorry.
Debbie also asks, this is also from Debbie, how can one become more like you? Listen to our radio shows. Spill the Tea with Anna and Hannah
Yep.
every Tuesday night on KUGR from 10 to 12.
Yep.
That's how you become more like us.
And as someone who has been, like me, I don't recommend it. So maybe don't pursue that. Maybe spend your time doing something else like reading or learning about baseball.
Oh, yup.
Anyway, yep. Third question.
We have
Let's
one
go.
last question.
Let's riggedy roll.
And it is also from Debbie. She loves
All right,
to ask
Debbie.
us
Thank you,
questions.
Debbie.
Debbie, one last time. Why am I single, LMAO? I mean, why am I single? It just stopped recording. I hate this.
It doesn't matter. That's probably why you're single.
Hey, don't be
I
mean to
think being single is what you make of it, and I think that relationships are all about timing, and if you find yourself in the right time at the right place, or at the right place in the right time, then sometimes things can happen, but sometimes it just doesn't, and that's okay. And there
also,
you
Debbie,
go.
I don't know why you're single, because you're awesome.
Yeah,
And-
Debbie, you're
and
freaking
any
dope.
guy would literally be so lucky to have you as his GF.
Yep.
I feel
Yeah.
that way about all my friends. A lot of my friends are single, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's wild.
Andrew
wild
says,
ride.
"Don't go looking for love after a breakup, but if it lands in your lap, don't pass it up." I started dating my BF a couple months after a breakup, and now it's been 4 years.
I think you need to self-evaluate and then maybe even let the other person know, like, hey, I'm just coming out of a long relationship or a relationship that meant a lot to me, and like this is just where I'm at. Yeah. Anyway,
Andrew also asks, "What y'all reading right now?" Hannah, what are you reading?
Oh boy, I'm actually kind of not reading anything right now. I just started to reread Anne of Green Gables, which is like one of my. What? Have you read that book, Hannah?
No, I haven't.
Hannah's
read
the
Anne
most
of
judgmental. Hannah, okay.
I only read YA.
Yeah, exactly. Hannah's like, Hannah, Little Miss YA.
Oh, yeah.
As a 20-year-old over here.
I'm 19.
Pardon me. Her birthday's coming up, though. That's exciting.
I'm still in the age range for YA.
Oh, my God. Anyway, she's Little Miss YA judging me for reading Anne of Green Gables. But no, I love that book. And I was thinking about it the other night. The other night, I was really stressed out. So what I did was I listened to my night driving playlist, which has like a bunch of like bittersweet music on it. So I was listening to Chasing Cars
Anna!
and just reading quotes from Anne of Green Gables, and it was the most cathartic thing I've ever done. I was so happy. It was like chicken soup for the soul. But yeah, so I started rereading Anne of Green Gables, and that's kind of what I'm reading right now, and it's just making me happy. So there you go.
I actually just finished a book today. If you like YA, you will probably know this
my
book.
God.
So way back in like my freshman year of high school, I read Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, and I didn't like it. But everybody's hyping it up, and I love Six of Crows, which is her other series. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to give it another chance. And I finished it, and I was like, everybody loves this series so much, but I'm just like, this is just any other basic, like, basic YA tropey book about a average looking brown haired girl who is poor, but then she's the chosen one. And she has to choose between a sexy, mysterious man or the good guy back home who just realizes her love for his love for her. And then there's a twist at the end. Like, I'm like, this is just stereo. Like, this is YA trope in a book. So I'm like, sorry, I don't get the hype. Will I read book 2? Probably. Because I just want to know why people like it so much. I'm like, this is like every other YA book out there. But, you know, whatever. I love you, Lee Bardugo, if you're listening. If this somehow leaks, Six of Crows is a masterpiece, and so is Crooked Kingdom.
All right.
So, Andrew says, I read YA and I'm a 21-year-old man. Rip. Whatever. I don't
Andrew,
really, I'm not here to police people.
No,
on
absolutely not.
what they read. My only problem is when, like, middle-aged women show up to YA book events and act like they are like the author's biggest fans and push like actual young adults like out of the way to get like to the author or something, because it was like really like annoying, like as a 14 and 15-year-old, like going to those like book events that are meant for me, but then you have like these middle-aged women who are like just acting inappropriately, and it was. So that's the only reason. That's the only time when I get like skittish about. But other than that, read what you want. And Andrew says, yes, Six of Crows. One of my coworkers feels the same way about Shadow and Bone, but I haven't read it yet. But I'm so in love with the covers. LMAO. Yeah, the new covers are dank. I love them.
And at Andrew, I wasn't trying to drag anyone who enjoys YA. Just know that I was just dragging Hannah. You're totally valid.
Yes.
Read what you want.
Yeah.
Honestly, the second we start policing what people read is the second we go to burning books. So like
Fahrenheit 451.
You are so valid.
Yeah.
Read what you want. Read what
Absolutely.
makes you happy. Yeah.
Next
or
question.
Sad. Okay. Very few painting. This is from, okay, so I know who this is. This is Matthew Schock, and he's just using different names. So I'm just going to give you some of the names that he uses. Okay. Anna Fallville, Anna Springville, and then last time it was Anna Winterville.
I love that.
For those of you who don't know, my name's Anna Somerville, so that's fun.
Summer. Get it? Get the joke?
Okay, anyway, he's clever. I like it. He said very few paintings by Norman Rockwell. I think he meant Rockwell. Maybe it's Raquel. I don't know enough about art.
Norman Rockwell.
Norman Rockwell, whatever. Hang in museums. Would you rate his heart as highly as you do the art of Rembrandt? Why or why not? Also Hawks. Go Hawks.
I am not an art history major, Matthew Schock. I don't know. Let's look up Norman Rockwell paintings.
Yeah, so I don't know anything about art either. Other than
God. Ask me about baseball.
Cool. And so, okay, so here's the thing is that I think
Oh, he did this one.
Which one? Oh, I like that one.
That's famous.
It's
anyway, the one of the cop and the kid sitting next to each other in the old timey diner. I don't know. Art is art, and it's like in the eye of the beholder. Something. So, whatever.
Yeah,
art is art. I'm not really a big like art person, especially if it's like 2 dots on a canvas and people are like, "Oh, this is so deep." I'm like, "No, it's 2 dots on a canvas," but. Whatever. Sure. Norman Rockwell, you're valid.
Yeah, one second.
You are so fake.
No, sorry. Someone's texting me about one of the questions we asked earlier. I agree. I don't know enough about art, and people feel very emotionally attached to art, and personally I kind of don't, which is like I feel emotionally attached to literature sometimes, and definitely to music. Like music can make me cry like a baby.
Oh, yes.
Or like movies
books,
and books and stuff like that. But art, like visual art, it's hard for me to be emotionally attached to it, and I don't know why. So I can't speak super articulately about art.
Debbie just asked my top 5 favorite books, and I will literally tell you my top 5 favorite books right now. Let me pull up my list.
You do that, and I'll ask you another question.
Okay, I can list them off the top of my head. It is number 1 is United We Spy by Allie Carter. Number 2 is Only the Good Spy Young by Allie Carter. There's a theme here. Number 3 is Shatter Me by Tahada Mafi. Number 4 is The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis. And number 5 is Far From You by Tess Sharp.
All right. Well, there you have it. That's the tea, folks. Was that question for me also or just you?
You don't read. Zing!
That's not true
What
at
are your
all.
top 5 favorite
I'm
books?
sorry that I don't have a book blog or 4 and I don't talk about books all the time.
Oh, you
but
were
I
in the
love
Snow
reading.
Isle Library vlogger?
You know what I did do is that I set records in my elementary school for reading. So
Whoa!
I really did. I used to wake up at 6 a.m. every morning and read for 3 hours before school. Yeah, Hannah Martin doesn't know who she's dealing with.
It's really true.
I love To Kill a Mockingbird. I love Homer Hickham's books, which those are 3 books, so that's 4. And
Anne of Green Gables.
No, well, yes, but I mean, as far as
The
like favorite
Bible.
books of all time, JC is my homie. I can't think of a 5th right now, but I know there is one. I like a lot of books. I just can't like. Oh, I really like Skybreaker by Kenneth Opel. That's a really good swashbuckling tale about.
What's the next question?
Okay, are you really cutting me off? You know I would never cut you off about talking about your favorite books. Okay. What is time really? And that's from Anna Springville, a.k.a. Matthew Shock. What is time really?
I can't deal with these questions.
Okay, I think time is really...
Y'all are too much.
Time
is the 4th dimension, right?
Yeah.
Or is that love? Love is the 4th dimension.
Okay, I'm gonna kill you for the way you just said love. Is love the 4th dimension? Anyway, I think time is a pain in the Matushka. I wonder
Matushka?
about if it's
That's not a
Russian
word.
for butt. No, I don't know what it is.
Anna,
It's
God.
It's definitely not Russian for butt. Anyway, I definitely think about what if we lived in a world without time, like where we didn't really care about time and how would we
Go
get
to a
things done.
casino and find out.
That's hilarious because
I'm
people are so focused on spending their lives a way that they don't think about time.
Oh my
anyway,
God.
yeah, I wonder what it would be like. Okay, next question. How important is money when it comes to picking a future job?
Did you submit this question?
No, I did not. That was Michaela. Or no, it wasn't. Anonymous. It was anonymous.
Kevin Kissinger says time is a social construct. I can't deal with that.
Thanks, Kevin. And it is. You're right.
How important? I mean, this is a really tough question. Because I'm lucky enough to where my passion for like broadcasting will bring me money that I need. So, but it's tough if you want to be like, say, a music ed teacher, and that doesn't pay well.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta do what you. Excuse me, Jesus. You gotta do what you gotta do.
So here, read this. Ash was talking about books to you.
Okay.
He is very excited. But so my thing, how important is money when it comes to picking a future job? So this has been my entire struggle, my whole college career, because I know that my heart lies in like teaching kids music, basically. But I am very much an anxious person and worried about, providing for myself and for potentially a future family. So job security and fiscal security financial security is very important to me. I think that it depends on kind of what your future plan is. Like, are you going to have a family? Are you going to just be supporting yourself? But I mean, when it comes down to it, pick something that will either make you happy when you do it or something that provides you enough money to do the things that make you happy.
Yeah.
Always consider how much money you're going to get when picking a future job, but consider happiness equally or even more heavily in that decision, for sure, because both are very, very important. I think that money is important when picking a future job.
It is a balance.
Yeah.
Ash says, who is Ash?
Ash is in the piccolo section.
Ash is in the piccolo section.
He a good egg.
Says that Tell Hannah Far From You is such a great book. Seriously, such an amazing book and highly recommended to everyone. I've never met anyone else who has read Far From You. I got excited. I forced one of my best friends to read the book because I feel she would like it, and she really did like it. So now I have met 2 other people who have read this book. This book is so good, man.
Let's make a book club of just people who have enjoyed.
It is a really, like, I had to put it down several times because it's a really, like, rough, it's a hard book to get through, but it's so good. Great buy rep, by the way. Good book. And also, Ash, read, Tess Sharp has an adult book that she just put out that is called Barbed Wire Heart. So good. Oh my God. It's like the same sort of genre, like that sort of like something is wrong vibe. but so good. So good. Check out Tess Sharp. She kills it. She's out here killing it.
Okay, so we just got this is over Snapchat, so I'm gonna read this one before it disappears.
Okay.
Good old Chuck McElroy sent this. He said, answer the following sum. Anyway, even though we live in an area where water conservation isn't necessary, is it still a good idea to try and preserve extra energy? I think so.
Yeah.
I don't see why we wouldn't.
You never know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Exactly. Why not be on the
We could run out of water one day. The Mariners could finally make the playoffs. I mean, anything could happen, Chuck.
Oh, zoinks.
Zing!
I think that as a society, we kind of act reactively to everything that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we need to start looking more proactively. And I think that, even though we do live in an area where water conservation isn't necessarily a top concern, I think that acting proactively would be a smart idea. And then he also, I don't know if this was just to me or if it was just a general question, should I buy Trident layers?
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, do it.
Send
it. They're good.
Yeah, I think so. I personally enjoy them.
It's a good gum.
I know that there's a green apple one, which I'm pretty sure you enjoy a good old green apple.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I think they're pretty tasty. So
what else we got?
Yeah. Thank you for those.
Yes, thank you. We love answering your questions. Keep them coming.
Yep. Okay, so we have one from good old Michaela Murphy. What is your favorite meme and why?
Oh my God, this is so difficult. Really, it's been the, her mind is so powerful one. Yeah. I really like that. There's also this one that's like a really weird, like it's a photoshopped like cat with its arms like out. So it looks like muscular, but God. It has no neck. And it's like standing up on 2 feet. I love using that one. Anything with like a crying dog emoji. I love that. Savannah Rogers says that's her favorite meme as well. Yeah, I just have a whole Rolodex of memes on my phone. So I love them. What about you, Anna?
I cannot narrow it down. Any memes that can make me yelp. Like just, what? Like anything that just shakes me, really. I love memes. I love them when they're weird. I love them when they're a little mainstream,
Walter just said, I think we have enough Pullman water to keep us through the next century. Also buy the gum. And Savannah wants me to really make sure that everybody knows the her mind is so powerful is her favorite meme, not the cat one.
Also, Michaela just said, tell Hannah her meme game is strong.
Thank you, Michaela. Yeah. That means a lot, queen.
Yeah.
Thank you. What's the next question? Are you just going to sit there and like
I'm
laugh?
Sorry, I'm getting some over Snapchat again. Charles just asked, should I buy a gun to protect my daughters from Canadian immigrants? This is clearly a sarcastic question.
Oh my God.
And the answer is yes. Anyway. Okay.
Oh, Savannah wants to know what is our favorite Vine? Oh God, I don't know.
Oh man,
that is a question I can't answer.
I can't think about that too much. So I'll think about that and then I'll let you know probably on the Twitter page.
Yeah, we'll answer that on the Twitter page.
Yes,
my mind is too. I'd have a galaxy brain moment if I thought about that right now.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So let's keep on rolling.
Yeah, let's keep going.
So just a heads up, if your question does not get answered tonight, just tune in next week and we'll
put it at the top of the list.
We will for sure answer it because there were quite a few questions that surprising.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let's see. Here's a good one. I have an opportunity to have a well-paying and good for the resume job next summer, but it means that I can't return to my old job at a summer camp that I love. Should I do the financially smart thing and make the 3 times as much in a summer, or should I sacrifice financial security for something that I love?
I was literally thinking about this today because I have a couple options for the summer, and this is a tough question. And it really depends on... So here's my thing. I did marketing for a baseball team last year, and I was concerned that I was not going to have enough experience with broadcasting. And I was like, ooh, I need to be doing something broadcasting, not marketing. Like I need to switch fields because I'm just going to be seen as a marketing person, and that's not what I want to be seen as. The experience I think will come. Like, so I'm doing broadcasting right now. Mm-hmm. So now I'm like, okay, we're chilling. But it's also, I love working with kids, so I get like wanting to go to the summer camp. But also, I mean, it depends where you are and like what point in your life you're in. If you're feeling like this is a really good opportunity for experience that you need, send it. But if you're in a place where you can like delay that and do what you want or do what you have fun doing, then do that.
Yeah. I think I agree. If the summer camp again, if the summer camp is like an opportunity that you're going to have in the future, and you know that you like have a space there and that they really like having you there, then maybe do the one that is more of a resume builder. But if there's a time limit on either one of these opportunities, pick the one with the time limit. If not, I don't know. I would say if not, I would go for the resume builder and then just come back to the summer camp when you want. Because if you're welcome at that summer camp, then do it. But I mean, money's also a thing. If you feel like you need the money, then go for that.
Yeah.
Which is terrible, but that's the way our society works. So
Hector DM'd us and said, the best find is the old lady outside the bus singing and hitting the window. That's a good one.
That is a good one. That's a really good one.
That's a mood.
All right.
That was a mood today. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Let's keep rolling.
Yeah.
When is an appropriate time to start celebrating Christmas?
Whenever you want to. Great question for your Jewish co-host.
Hey, not happy. Okay, let me just really quick on a side tangent. I accidentally wished one of my Jewish friends a happy Yom Kippur today.
Nice.
And you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to say have an easy feast. And I definitely told her happy Yom Kippur, like an insensitive fool. So anyway, happy Yom Kippur, Hannah. Just kidding. When do you think is a reasonable time to start celebrating Christmas?
Go for it whenever you want. This goes back to like, I feel like if you're not hurting anybody, do what you want. Like, you're not going to hurt anybody by putting up your Christmas tree right now.
Yeah.
I don't care. Do it. Send it. Savannah says now. I say now. Send it, queen.
I think I am a huge fan of Christmas. Let me tell you, Christmas is a huge deal in my house. We decorate. Oh, pardon me. We have multiple Christmas trees in the house. We decorate the whole kitchen, the whole living room. Like, we go ham on Christmas. So I usually personally start celebrating right after Halloween's over. A lot of people get mad at me, but I'm also like, you know what? I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not, like, please don't get mad at me.
Yeah, just go for it.
I just really like
Send
Christmas. Yeah, I think
probably wait till it starts getting colder. So like right now is fine. But like if you're going like hard in like August, like when it's hot out, I think it takes something away from it.
Yeah. Yes.
It's I can't get into like the spoopy vibes until like right now when it's cold and like it's getting chilly and the sun is starting to set earlier and I'm like, oh yeah, boys, get the pumpkin bread out. It's time to go.
It's spooky time.
But whatever. I mean, if you can be in a holiday vibe in July, like go for it.
Yeah. All right. So we have a question from my good pal Charlie Holmes, who is also in the CMB.
He just followed us on Twitter. Thank you. We followed you back.
Charlie. Thank you. So his question is this. So we went on a camping. Oh my gosh. I'm mixing words. So we went on a camping trip, and it was a tuba section camping trip.
Okay.
And we had a jug of Hawaiian Punch Polar Blast, which is light blue. We left it on a table for most of the day and throughout the night. When we woke up in the morning, it was white. Why is this? Best guess.
Photosynthesis. Mitochondria is a powerhouse of the cell.
Hannah is a STEM major looking for love.
It's not true. I'm sport management.
Yeah.
And I'm an idiot.
Charlie, dude, I don't know. You have to ask somebody who knows more about science. Some chem major buzz in and let us know.
Yeah. Somebody tell us what's popping.
I'm gonna say that here's my best guess, Charlie. I think that some ghosts might have peed in your Hawaiian Punch, and I think that's what turned it white. And that's my tea. Yeah.
Lizzie says it's September, which means it's basically Halloween, which means it's basically Thanksgiving, which means it's basically Christmas.
There you go.
Yep.
That's the tea.
Yep.
All right, here's another serious one. I really love my significant other and we've been together for a long time. But being in a long distance relationship has been extremely emotionally taxing on me, and I feel like all I do is wait around for us to be together again so I can be happy. How can I tell if holding on is worth it, or if I should move on to open up my life for new relationships and experiences?
I think if you want to take a pause and maybe see other people and see if you can, if you want to do that, I think that's perfectly reasonable. And if you find that you still love that person, still want to be with that person, you can go back and really just explain your feelings to this person. Be like, I'm waiting around for you all the time, and this doesn't make me happy, and I can't live my life like this.
I completely agree. I think that you need to communicate with your significant other, and you need to say, hey, this is kind of where I'm at. What do you think? And if they're feeling the same way, or if, they totally understand and are like, I totally get that and we can't change that, then I think a break is a great idea.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that you should take a little step back because here's the thing, is that if you guys, and by the way you phrased the question, it seems like you were dating like in, not long distance before this. If it is something that you want to have in your life, like if this is a relationship that you think I could make it with this person if circumstances were different, then don't let the circumstances make you start resenting each other, because that's not something, that relationship is not worth losing over something as dumb as distance.
Yes.
So don't be afraid to say, I value you too much to waste this relationship on a long distance like debacle, if that makes sense. Because you don't want to start resenting somebody over something you can't control, and that is kind of how long distance relationships kind of go after you get to the point where you're like, well, what are we even doing? And then you're like, you start taking distance into consideration, and you're like, this person won't listen to me, and da 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 da, and but it's really just the distance talking. And I think if you're not happy, then you need to change what's happening, whatever your situation is. And whether that means talking to your partner and maybe coming up with some sort of compromise that changes things a little bit, or just maybe even just ending the relationship and saying, I really care about you and I really love you, but I can't do this with you right now.
And there's no saying you can't revisit the relationship later in your life, or maybe you're both in a place where you cannot be a long distance.
For sure. If you, I mean, if it's meant to be, it's going to be. That's my philosophy.
If it's meant to be,
nope. That's done. You're cut off. Anyway, I think cut off. I think that you should really evaluate kind of what you want to do.
Yeah.
And if you want to end the relationship or take a break from the relationship, you're totally valid, because long distance is really hard.
Yeah.
And people try to do it, and a lot of times it doesn't work out for this reason, because you start resenting each other over distance rather than like, real fundamental issues. Okay.
Don't resent each other over distance. Resent each other over the fact that you just hate each other.
Yep, exactly. Love is not real. We're all gonna die alone. Okay. Somebody sent this question. It's anonymous.
Okay.
It's pretty heavy, so buckle in.
I'm ready.
How many stars? That's the whole question. How many stars, Hannah?
Stars?
Buckle in. How many stars?
69. Boom! Gotcha!
Oh, that's a really good answer.
Zing!
I think at least 4. And that's it. I wasn't going to say 420 just to make Hannah feel good about her little jokey joke there. Because I'm not a people pleaser. Okay. Do you have any advice on how to balance homework and studying with my extracurriculars while still having time for myself?
Yes, boys,
Yep,
I do. So I am a very busy person.
Yep.
I got lots of stuff going on, and that's how I like it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is challenging to find time to study and to have those mental health days. And so I'm going to be honest. I was supposed to do the play-by-play for the soccer game on Friday, and I had one of the worst days of my life on Thursday because of something I found out. And I was like, I need an evening to myself.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get it Saturday, and I'm not going to get it Sunday, because Saturday was football, so I work all day football games, and then I was in a volleyball tournament on Sunday. I was like, I need to take some time to myself. And so I was like, I DM'd my boss on Facebook. I was like, hey, I'm really not feeling well. Can't make it in. Like, I'm super sorry. And this is like my passion. Like, this is what I want to do. Mm-hmm. But I had to take just an evening to decompress, because I had jammed myself up so much. I had given myself a huge migraine that wiped me out. and just like the emotional labor that I had been through and doing on Thursday, I just needed that night to just relax. And so I think just knowing when you need a minute to take a breath and having the courage to say, hey, I'm not feeling well, I need that minute.
Yeah, for sure. So my good pal Walter just messaged us, shout out, and he said, drink through all of them, you will feel, and then you know how people do like great with the number 8 in it. Yeah. He did great with 9 in it, so even better than great.
Wow.
As you study and go to class, for sure, plus you're already for sure. Plus, you've already pre-gamed for the party that night. So yeah, just drinking your trouble. I'm kidding. Please don't do that.
Drink your troubles
don't
away.
Do that.
That is terrible advice, Walter
Henry Gibson. You
don't do it.
I think definitely what Hannah was saying and what we were saying. I think last show too is just know your limits.
Yes.
Prioritize things that you love and things that you can be productive in. Whether those are mutually exclusive or not. And just kind of go with that. Yeah, definitely know when you need to take a beat and take some time for yourself and really make sure because when you're at a point where you're just so stressed out you can't focus, you're not giving it your all. And when you're doing all these things, you need to be giving them your all. And sometimes it's better to miss something so you can give your all later on rather than like just keep trying to give your all and like just floundering and being stressed out and not being able to do well in anything.
I have one question from from Instagram, and then we're gonna play the country theme again because we love the country theme on this show.
Oh my god! Okay.
This comes from Maya, and she said, "On a scale of 1 to 10, how hot is Shohei Ohtani?" And we'll answer this on Instagram. Shohei Ohtani is the Japanese baseball player she's obsessed with, who plays for the Angels.
He pitches and hits, right? Or before his study.
He pitches and hits. Maya, stop asking me about Ohtani. No one cares.
Zing.
He's gotten Tommy John, and it's going to be over. And the Angels have paid a lot of money for a DH, so.
Yep,
we're going to break now.
Go Cougs.
Uh-oh, Maya's texting me angrily. She says, I hate you.
I don't know.
I feel attacked.
Him well enough. Anyway, let's go to country theme.
Let's go to country
theme. Hannah can brawl with Maya over text.
My favorite topic is just brawling with my friends over text.
Yep.
All right, country theme.
Can you throw in a scream effect?
Yeah, we'll do that. Country theme in 3, 2, 1. Whoop! All right, we're back. I hope you enjoyed that. The screaming overlays on the country theme. It really adds a little spice.
8 lighthearted ones.
Perfect. It adds a little spice. And Andrew says, the country theme with the scream effect is literally me. I really relate to that too. Casey Musgraves, if you're listening, you can steal that. Me and Andrew love Casey Musgraves. Yes, I love her.
Hey, Casey Musgraves, multimillionaire. If you happen to be listening to our, college radio show.
We love you, Queen, Golden Hour.
Your music isn't my taste, but I appreciate you.
She's country, but it's like, if you like nice spring, summery vibes, check out her album Golden Hour because
Hannah's just like covering her face right now.
It gave me life in the springtime. It dropped in like April, and it is such a beautiful album.
She is feeling it
and
now.
So
Mr.
many people don't like it, and they're wrong because it's a good album with straight bangers.
Here on Spill the Tea, we like to alienate other people for their opinions.
Yeah, if you don't like Casey Musgraves, you're wrong. There you go. You're wrong.
There you go.
We're not having discourse on this.
All right. So here we go. Here are I'll ask the non-anonymous ones, and then we'll just end with anonymous. These are all pretty lighthearted.
Okay.
So, Hector Calzada asks, who would win at a fight, 1 cow or 4 pigs? Definitely the pigs. 100%. Have you ever met a pig?
Yes.
Versus
4 pigs.
a cow?
4 pigs.
I raised a pig once.
Okay.
Wasn't at our house. I guess I didn't raise the pig. We had a pig, but it was raised somewhere else. We go visit it. Pigs are very smart, and they can be nasty, whereas cows are just very sweet, I feel like. Unless they're bulls, in which case, run. They have a whole event for that. What is that called again?
Running of the bulls.
The cow runny time. Is that the one? The one in Spain.
Running of the bulls.
Dude, I'm joking. Clearly.
You know what, Anna? I couldn't tell if it was
the cow
it was not
runny
so
time.
clear.
Did you actually think I thought it was called the cow runny
No,
time?
Anna.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So what else? Kevin Kissinger asks, "What's the most important leadership skill you have learned, and why is it so important?"
Okay, here, I'm actually going to tell you this because I literally, it just hit me again yesterday, and it is knowing who you serve. And I am going to have to make some tough choices coming up. And I had a meeting with someone who really made me realize that. And it made me realize that I'm here to serve students.
Yeah.
I am not here to serve administrators. I am not here to serve athletic coaches. I am not here to serve donors. I am here to serve the undergraduate students of Washington State University.
Or even yourself.
I mean, I am an undergraduate student of Washington State University.
I mean, but to an extent, it's not yourself, it's your constituents, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have to consider them over you. And I mean,
yes.
I mean, a lot of the times you have to use your better judgment.
And it is about if you are doing something that is, and I kind of got caught up in doing stuff that was, this is the way it's been done for a couple of years, and this is how I'm going to keep doing it. And I don't want to upset people who may have power. But I was hurting my constituents by doing that. And then I'm like, well, why am I here then if I'm hurting the people I'm supposed to be helping?
Yeah.
And so I'm doing a lot of work. I got a lot of meetings set up, and we're going to get the ship righted. And I'm really excited about leadership projects I'm working on right now, things that should have been done a really long time ago, and things that me and other senators are working on right now. So if you're an undergraduate, it's a great time to be an undergraduate at Washington State University because we got some good stuff coming for y'all.
If every politician cared about their constituents as much as Hannah Martin did, I'd be fine with big government.
Thank you.
And that's a big compliment coming from me.
It really is. Thank you, Anna.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so this should be an interesting question because we both are kind of on the same page about this category of movie.
Ooh.
What movie would be made they said extremely better, so I'm just gonna say that extremely better if it were a musical.
I don't like musicals.
Yeah, see, we both are kind of like I am very picky about musicals. So I'm going to think about this.
Here's the thing. I don't like musicals, but the one movie, the one story that I love so much, I would watch it as a musical, is, you guessed it.
It's Moneyball.
Moneyball the musical. Boom.
Yeah.
I sold millions of tickets right now
Yeah.
with my idea. You could steal it, Hollywood. Go for it.
Yeah. I'm going to think about that one. I just realized I didn't answer the leadership one, which I actually really wanted to answer.
Answer it.
So the most important leadership skill that I've learned was definitely respecting the people who you're leading.
Oh, yeah.
I think that a lot of people think about respect in the wrong way. I think a lot of people think of as a leader, you need to demand respect from the people you're leading. But I think you need to start more proactively than that. I think you need to initially respect the people you're leading and treat them as human beings, because when you understand, or at least try to understand the people you're leading and try to understand where they're coming from, maybe if they don't completely agree with you, things are going to go a lot better rather than if you're just telling them what to do. I think you need to respect the people that you're leading, who you're leading, I don't know grammar, as human beings, and try to understand them. And then I think you will earn their respect that way. And I think the end goal is maybe to gain their respect, but I do think that you need to start by respecting the people you're leading, because we're all just people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
hold on, two things.
Yes.
So Andrew says the only musicals I love are Bye Bye Birdie and The Lion King. Also, Cats roast me. I've never seen any of those, so I can't comment. The only musical I love is High School Musical 1, 2, and maybe 3.
Haven't seen The Lion King.
No, Anna, I was homeschooled.
I did not know that about you. We're gonna have to change that.
Also,
I'm kind of in shock right now. I'm not gonna lie. I honestly can't think of a movie that would be made extremely better if it were a musical, because I kind of don't like musicals. I'm very specific. Like, I like The Music Man. I like The Sound of Music. I like La La Land, which some people debate as whether it counts as a musical. I think it does. I like Disney movies. There are a lot of musicals out there that I don't like, though. So I don't know.
Also, we have an Instagram question.
Yes, who's it from?
This one is coming from John Sullivan, who
John
is
Sullivan.
an awesome guy. He's on the Senate.
Right
Another
on.
kick-ass senator doing some great stuff.
Yay,
and he says,
John.
You all rock. Keep it up. Thanks, John. You rock.
Thanks,
keep it
John.
up.
That wasn't a question. Just kidding. Thank you for sending it in.
Thanks, John.
Oh, thanks, John. Okay.
What's our next question?
Let's keep rolling. Let's see. So someone is asking for a friend. What podcasts do you recommend?
My Favorite Murder.
My favorite
favorite murder.
I love that podcast. It's true crime and comedy, and it is like such an interesting conversation. And the two women who do it are just wonderful ladies, and they're just super fun and entertaining to listen to. And I just love it. And I love true crime. I think it's so interesting and terrible, and just I don't know, it's right up my alley. It's right up Hannah's alley. All of our friends kind of listen to it now, which is really cool, because we can talk about it. And we're like, oh man, did you hear about this case, and like all this stuff.
And if you don't know what it is, it's just two ladies sitting there talking to each other, much like this, but they just tell each other true crime stories.
Yeah. And then also I listen to Anna Faris Unqualified, which is really, it's similar to our show. It's big surprise. She has other celebrities on, and they do a couple of bits where they they do some improv, and then they call somebody who's having issues, and they advise them on it. And it's really, really funny. It's really interesting. It's very good. Highly recommend.
Savannah says
Savannah listens to a lot of podcasts.
Yeah. Sword and Scale. If they like darker My Favorite Murder episodes, they'd love it.
Ooh. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
What else? But yeah, I listen to. I have problems with insomnia sometimes, and so sometimes I'm in the mood for instrumentals, and sometimes I'm in the mood for just slower music. Sometimes I need someone
some voices talking.
So I listen to Star Talk by Neil deGrasse Tyson, but I just listened to this one episode that he did on baseball over and over again.
Dude. Also, Hannah listens to Wonderwall over and over again.
Oh, God.
I worry about Hannah's mental health all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. So another person asked, why do you think Shrek means so much to our generation? My English class went on a tangent trying to get our professor to understand, but we couldn't quite put our finger on it.
You know what? I'm going to say it. Controversial opinion. Shrek 1, not that good. Shrek 2 is an absolute masterpiece.
Okay.
It is a masterpiece. One of the greatest movies of all time.
Hannah's talking with her hands, which means she's very passionate
One
about
of the
it.
greatest films of all time is Shrek 2, Far, Far Away. We don't talk about yeah, it is. Isn't it?
Shrek 2, Far, Far Away? I don't think that's what it's called.
Hold on. We're going to look it up. Savannah says it's a masterpiece.
I agree that Shrek 2 is a masterpiece, but I do think
other ones we don't talk
Shrek
about.
1 is really good. Yeah, three on I don't agree, but I do think Shrek 1 is really good. I think you should rewatch it, and I think that it means so much to our generation because I think it came out when we were. What's the name of it, Hannah?
Savannah says it's Far, Far Away.
I don't think it's just Shrek 2.
It's Shrek 2 Far. I guess it's just Shrek 2. The kingdom is called Far, Far Away.
Right. Yes, the kingdom.
But
is called
I think
Far,
it's just
Far
Shrek 2.
I think that the Shrek franchise is really. It came out kind of when we were younger, and then a little bit as we were growing up, and I think
it's like Toy Story.
Yeah. I think that it really defined our generation's humor.
Cars
is why. No, we're talking about Shrek. Listen to me. I think
Cars 3 is edgy.
Okay, nope, we're stopping there. I think that it really defined our generation's sort of sense of humor, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Just kind of the way that they incorporate modern music is really cool, and the way that they just kind of have these weird sporadic moments of humor, and I don't know. I feel like our generation's sense of humor is very different from generations past, whereas it's a very oh ho ho, Jimmy slipped on the floor, and then Shrek, it's
Sav says it's funny for all ages because of the different levels of humor.
Yes, there are different levels of humor. True. I think as far as our generation specifically goes, I I think it kind of defined our sense of humor collectively. And I think
Andrew says Shrek is better than Toy Story.
I'm willing to debate that. I have to think about.
We'll
I have to
contact
prepare
the ASWSU Issues and Forums Committee,
Yes, I
and
think
we'll
that's
have
a great
a
idea.
Shrek versus Toy Story debate. Also, I literally just thought of the Cars 3 trailer where it's like super edgy and it's just like Lightning McQueen like dying,
Yeah,
like
what was up with
spitting
that?
out on the
And
track,
have you
and they're
seen-
like dun dun dun
Have,
dun dun dun. Roll.
have you seen Cars 3? Hannah?
Yeah, I saw it. It's not that good. I saw it on Netflix.
I liked it. I thought it was okay. I was like, all right, this is valid. Way better than Cars 2. Anyway, I think, again, just to long story short, answer your question, I think that Cars 3, or not Cars 3. Shoot.
I think that Cars 3 is a bad
I think
film.
that Cars 3 defined our, no, I think Shrek kind of collectively defined our
got
sense
us.
of humor. And I think that it's enjoyable for us to go back for nostalgic reasons. And then also the levels of humor.
Shrek 2 slaps so hard, man.
And then also, like, I think our generation's really into ridiculous, like, shock humor. And I think just having, like, a giant green man running around, like, with a
Yes.
talking donkey is just, like, ridiculous enough that we're like, all right, yeah, I enjoy this. Yeah.
What's our next question?
We have 3 left.
Oh, yeah. We got 20 minutes. We got some time, boys.
Yeah. So these are light questions. So peanut butter and jelly ice cream. Thoughts?
I'm interested.
Interested? All right.
I'm interested.
Okay.
Not like, I mean, if you did like an ice cream that was like vanilla ice cream with peanut butter and jelly swirl, that'd be good. I'd be down.
Yes, I definitely think it would have to be vanilla ice cream with peanut butter jelly swirl and not like peanut butter ice cream mixed with jelly ice cream because I think that'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, no, I'm not interested in that.
No, I'm totally interested in peanut butter jelly ice
Yeah.
cream. 100%. 100% into that.
Andrew asked, do you guys think Shrek made up his name on the spot when Donkey asked him what his name was?
What? I've never ever thought about that.
I mean, like, I'm sure he had a name for himself before that. Do you think he just never talked to another human being?
I think he has before because I don't know. I don't think he made up his name.
No.
Because he does have a family. He talks about his dad issues.
Oh
like,
my
later in
God.
the show.
Shrek's parents? I can't even think
Dude,
about
Shrek
that.
lore. Let's write some Shrek lore. That's just
Let's
fan
go
fiction.
on
Never mind.
fanfiction.net and with Ebony,
Dementia, Darkness, Raven Way.
right, who
Yeah, that's right.
who is famous for her Twilight fanfiction, and we'll get right in some Shrek fanfiction.
Yeah. My mom just texted me and said, remember the time. So this is a true story.
Okay.
Remember the time we spent the entire summer, literally the entire summer, debating whether Shrek 1 or Shrek 2 was better.
Yes, I remember this last year.
Yeah.
We did this.
Yeah. And then, we dragged other people into it too. Like Hannah and I'm sure we asked other people. And then we also were thinking about what Jesus would have smelled like.
Okay.
Yeah. So I personally think like a forest on a warm day, but that's my opinion.
We got some more questions.
Yeah, we have 2 more. What type of tree is the best tree?
Evergreens, because we're in the evergreen state.
Do you actually think that?
I like evergreens. I ain't got nothing against evergreens.
All right. I really do like evergreens. I like myself a good old, oh man, what are they called? Douglas fir.
Douglas fir. I
I
was
like
just going to
Douglas
say
firs.
that.
I think that's the one I'm
A
thinking of.
big
I love
old
cedar trees.
Douglas fir. Is this the last question?
No, it's second to last.
Okay.
I really love those. I love deciduous trees. I love maple trees. I worked over the summer at my cousin's redwood what's it called, greenhouse. Shout out to Chad. Thank you, Chad, for letting me work there.
Yeah, Chad.
But I planted or repotted over like 10,000 sequoias, which are redwoods.
Anna went hard.
And I cloned a bunch of them too, which is really cool.
Wow.
I love sequoias. They're very, very interesting, and I love those. I think maybe the best kind of tree might just, it might just be a good old maple. Have you ever sat underneath a maple tree and just
No.
hung out?
Kevin Kissinger says evergreens and willows are wonderful.
Oh, I love willows too, Kevin. That's a good one. I really like willows.
Good job, Kevin. Your mind's so powerful.
Really, truly. Yeah, I don't know. And this one, I just got a. Oh my God. I just got a question from one of my favorite people of all time who I haven't talked to in a really long time.
Oh, wow.
Jonathan Nemi. Hello. He said, give me some positive vibes and a good motivational speech. Also tell your mom I said hi. John, I'm going to take this one because I know you very personally. This is my good pal. Dude, positive vibes. You're a rocking guy. I miss you tons. You are one of the most determined people I've ever met. You can absolutely do anything you put your mind to. And I'm sure that whatever's happening, you're going to get through it. And if you want to talk to me about whatever, just shoot me a text. I know we haven't talked in a little bit, but you know me. You know I'm always willing to listen, no matter what time of night it is. Am I right? That sounded weird. I'm sorry.
I hate you. Savannah says the best kind of tree is a family tree.
Okay. Anyway, back to John. You're gonna do great. I don't know what you're doing, but you're super smart. You're super capable. You're gonna do fine. I will tell my mom that mom's listening. So mom, yes, John says hi. Yes. Yeah, dude, text me right now.
My mom said she was gonna she's like, when is your show on? And she was like, I want to listen. And I was like 10 to 12, and she was like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Like, understandable.
My mom just said hello, John. And then Savannah said a family tree only if it's the Somerville. So zing. Thank you, John, for the question. I hope that motivated you. But you can do it, John. Listen to Jump by Van Halen, and you're gonna be great.
Whoop.
Yeah, sounds bad.
Whoop.
Yeah, shoot me a text and we can talk about whatever's going on. Mom says hi, and you a good egg, and you're gonna be fine.
Oh, she's talking to John.
No, not you, Hannah. I'm sure you
fine.
too. Okay, and then
my feelings aren't hurt at all.
Wait 1 second, I just got a notification. Hey, John just texted me. So, dude, thank you for listening. He's okay. So just some background on John. He's one of my best friends from high school. We played flute together in junior high. We played flute together in junior high, and we're just super tight. Yeah, he good egg. Okay, so Anonymous asked,
this is our last question?
This is our last question so far. What is your favorite environment to go camping in? Example,
I'm not interested in camping.
I know, I was just gonna say, Hannah does not.
I like indoor plumbing, and I like the idea of going and sitting.
Hi, Hannah, also.
Hi, Nicole. I like the idea of going out and sitting in the middle of the woods for a couple of hours, but then I'm gonna come home to my warm water and my shower and my indoor plumbing.
I tried to take Hannah out to our cabin once, and that was a mistake because we get there, and it does have like indoor plumbing and, you know, heat and whatever. The bed is out in a tent trailer, but that's like, you know, pretty. I mean, I don't know.
Roughing it.
And she was like, "Can we go home? Is that okay?" And I was like, "Yeah,
okay." Really be like that.
Okay, so here's the thing is that I have done a lot of camping in my life. I was thinking about this the other day because I saw this question, clearly, you know. Well, I guess the question came in today. I was just thinking about this. I was thinking about camping. I've done camping by the ocean. I've done camping never in the woods.
By the ocean. Yeah.
Because I live in the middle of the woods. Camping is edgy. Like, here's the thing about the woods. And this is why I usually don't like camping in the woods specifically, is because the woods during the day, beautiful.
Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods
no,
yet?
stop.
Are we out of
I know
the
that you
woods
don't feel valid because you can't relate to this question, but it's still a question that I'm going to answer.
Wow, Jesus.
Zing. So forest during the day, beautiful. I love being in the forest. It's gorgeous. Forest at night, get me out of there. That's terrifying. I mean, what's going to happen? Somebody's going to kill me in the forest at night. That's horrible. And I don't get me wrong, I love night forest sounds and like all this stuff. I don't like being in the forest at night though, because it freaks me out.
Yep.
My favorite place to camp is, okay, so this summer I was living with my family down in California, and we took a week and we went out to the middle of nowhere in the mountains by a river, where it was super hot outside, and we did not have any electricity. We did have plumbing, which was really nice. But we didn't have any electricity. It's just like a cabin that's just basically like one room, and we slept outside and like all this stuff. And that is my favorite thing, is being on the river, camping on the river, and like just hanging out. No electricity, no phones. I mean, there was service if we really needed something, but like there was no electricity to charge your phone, so you like wouldn't really use it, and you just kind of hang out by the river. And there is nothing better than just getting on an inner tube and floating down the river all day. There's really nothing.
An inner tube.
No. No. I know there's a microphone, but that does not mean you get to sing.
That's so mean.
Yeah. So long story short, my answer is definitely by the river for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now that we've reached the end of our questions, I'm going to play the country theme again with the screams. You know that we're going to keep doing that. And then I have...
Did you want to talk about your thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
what we're going to talk about when we come back. So don't go anywhere because we're going to talk about something I got some McFrickin' thoughts on. So here's the country theme with the screams because
this is our show. This is the way it is.
We do whatever we want here.
Yep.
We're living on the edge. I really hope y'all enjoy that because I love that.
Yeah.
It's really just so powerful. Hector loves it. He tweeted us a picture. It's a gif of Tina dancing. And he said, me when the country theme, when the screams plays.
Is he still listening?
He's still listening.
Hector, you a homie. I'm so excited to have you on next week.
I love that.
That's so exciting.
That's like, not to toot my own horn, but I'm so glad we came up with that idea of doing that.
Yeah. There's been some stuff happening on our campus lately that I know we both feel pretty strongly about, but Hannah really wants to vocalize.
I thought this would be a good place to talk about it.
Yeah. So take it away, Hannah. Go ahead.
So basically, we have a newspaper here called the Daily Evergreen, and probably around a week ago, they published an article saying that a man by the name of Jason Gesser, who is the assistant athletic director here, I believe was his title, there were allegations that he had sexually harassed student interns and people at KUGR Athletic Fund events and just those sorts of things. And a lot of the response to that article was like, why are you reporting on this? These are just allegations. Like, you shouldn't be reporting on these sorts of things. You're ruining his reputation. And then Jason Gesser wrote a letter to the editor in the same paper, the Daily Evergreen. He was like, I love my wife and kids. I didn't do any of these things. There was a lot of pressure from at least people I was speaking to from the student body, people who were angry. It was a lot of alumni who were like, you shouldn't be running this. Like, and students for their part were mostly like, this is horrifying. Why? And this was over like 4 years. Like, why, what happened? Like, what went wrong, sort of a thing with these allegations that no action was ever really taken. And there was an ex-volleyball player who played for Wazoo and came forward with more allegations about 2 days ago, and the Daily Evergreen published those. And today, at probably around 5 or 6 o'clock, Jason Gesser handed in his letter of resignation to Washington State University. And it is hard to be a Coug right now, at least for me. And to go to my sport management classes and to go to my athletics job and to act like nothing is wrong. And to act like, because I was a student intern last year, and the student intern was with IMG because that's where he was, and I was with marketing. And IMG and marketing are literal, like, IMG sells the sponsorships and marketing like fulfills the contracts on those sponsorships. So they work super closely together. And all I kept thinking, I was like, that could have been me. Like, they didn't name the interns, obviously, but I'm like, these could be people I know. It was a very, very tough couple of days, at least for myself. And I just wanted to say I'm glad he's gone.
Me too.
Because there shouldn't be on this campus, on any campus, anywhere, and we look what's happening with the Supreme Court right now, and we look at the allegations against Judge Kavanaugh, and we look at the reactions of, well, he was 17 when he supposedly had this sexual misconduct and had these things happening, and boys will be boys. And it makes me frustrated because it's like, when is it going to stop?
Let's have a higher standard for ourselves as
Yes.
human beings. Let's, really start taking these things seriously.
Yeah.
Because these are serious issues. And I think there needs to be serious repercussions for these things. And we, again, I've mentioned a few times, we as a society need to be more proactive.
Yes.
We need to start teaching our young men it's okay to be courageous, and it's okay to feel emotions, and it's okay to cry.
Yep.
It is not okay to do this, and this.
Yes.
And we need to make it very clear, that it isn't okay to do things like this, and that there will be repercussions. And that is why this was kind of so frustrating, was because there weren't any repercussions for a very long time.
And it is very hard because none of this would have come about if the Daily Evergreen hadn't written about it, which is a student-run newspaper on campus.
Yeah.
We probably would have never found out about these things. He would have continued serving in his role.
Yeah.
With access to student interns and whoever else was involved with this. And I know a lot of people are critical of the Daily Evergreen, but they have done, I'm sure they will win awards for the work that they have done, because it is some absolutely tremendous investigative work that students are doing. And that's something people are like, oh, these are just students. They don't really know what they're doing. Give them the credit they deserve. Mm-hmm. They have done absolutely phenomenal investigative work all throughout this story. And I'm sure there's going to be more stuff. We're just kind of like, we're at the tip of the iceberg here. Like, we still got a lot to go, I have a feeling. And
yeah,
tip my hat to the Daily Evergreen, honestly.
For sure.
They did great work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think just for all of those fellas out there, hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
As human beings, we need to hold each other accountable, I think. If you're hearing about things that might be happening with your friends, things that your friends might be doing, hold them accountable. Yeah. I mean, this is something that needs to stop. And that's all I have to say about it.
Stop sitting idly by.
That's just as bad.
What was I going to say?
I don't know.
What were you talking about? Oh, men a lot on Twitter, men are like, well, I'm afraid in the Me Too culture, I'm going to be accused of sexual harassment or sexual assault. And the men in my life who are good men, who are decent men, who treat women with respect, have never voiced that to me. My brother is never like, oh, what if I'm accused of sexual harassment? Steven has never been like, oh God, I'm so afraid I'm going to be accused of sexual harassment, because they haven't sexually harassed anyone. Mm-hmm. So if you don't want to be accused of sexual harassment, here's an idea. Don't sexually harass women.
There you go.
Zing.
That's the way.
I'm tired of it. This is something I hear a lot, not just with, the Jason Gesser case or what have you, but it's like, oh, these women are lying. These women are just trying to get famous and what have you. I attended cultural competency training for the Senate this year, and a wonderful presenter from Alternatives to Violence Prevention on the Palouse, ATVP, said that false reports of rape, I believe, are in line with all other false reportings of other crimes. So right in line with burglaries and other assaults and what have you. But we're not like, if someone was like, I was robbed, people are not like, well, were you really robbed? Like, what were you wearing when you were robbed? Are you sure? Like, are you lying? Like, we believe people when they're like, oh, I was robbed. Okay.
For sure.
And it is a systemic thing. And I really agree with you about we have to do better. And Kevin Kissinger says, if you didn't do it, you have nothing to worry about. It's as simple as that. It really is, Kevin.
It really is.
And you're another one of those
Kevin.
good guys.
Kevin,
thanks for being a good guy, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, exactly what Kevin said. Yeah. Literally. And as far as like, I don't know exactly what Kevin said.
Yeah.
He said it. He said exactly what I wanted to say, and I forgot the point I was going to make. I think hold each other accountable as human beings, because this needs to stop. If you're not in a place where you can think of women as their own individual people, think about your mom, think about your daughter, think about your sister. Would you want her to go through this?
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes, I understand why people, you should be thinking of women as, oh, they're other human beings,
Right.
not just like, oh, it's my sister.
Yeah.
But like, if you aren't at a place where you're like, oh yeah, I can think of this abstract woman as like someone who I want to fight for, which is fair, because it's hard to fight for a stranger,
Sure.
in certain cases. I'm not saying that this is the right perspective to have on women. I'm just saying, like, sometimes I understand why it's hard to fight for a stranger when it's something that's not close to you. But bring it close to you in your mind. Think, if this was my sister, would I be acting this way? If this was my mom, would I be acting this way? If this was my daughter, would I be acting this way? And that's not the right way to think about it, by all means, by any means. But if you have a hard time relating, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I
Am
do.
I valid?
Anna. You're valid.
Are you being sarcastic?
No,
because
you're valid.
I don't know.
You're valid.
Because
You're valid.
Hannah's more
Yes.
woke than I am, so sometimes I don't know.
No, you
But-
are valid.
But yeah, if you're having a hard time trying to relate to the victim in the situation, and if it happens to be a woman, think of those things. And I think, hold people accountable. If you don't have anything to be afraid of guilt-wise, or it's getting late. I'm having trouble with words. What Kevin Kissinger said. Read what
Yes.
Kevin Kissinger said again.
Yes.
Can you pull it up?
Yeah, it is. If you didn't do it, you have nothing to worry about. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And I just want to end the show by saying thank you to the Daily Evergreen for writing about this. Thank you to the brave women who spoke to the Daily Evergreen and gave their stories
Yes,
and recounted
absolutely.
what had to be very hard stories to tell.
Yeah.
Thank you to students who put pressure on administrators and whomever. So we got this outcome, which was ultimately the right decision.
For sure. Yeah, I'm glad that he's out of here. Because very clearly he made a lot of people uncomfortable, and nobody should be uncomfortable in their workplace in this context. That should not be discomfort is okay when you're like, oh yeah, it's a new job, I don't know anybody.
Sure.
Discomfort is not okay as in like,
I'm being
I feel
sexually harassed.
I'm being sexually harassed. I'm being sexually, in the workplace.
Yes.
Yeah, good riddance.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Thank you for resigning, because that's the only good thing you've done in the past few years.
Zing!
Zing. Yeah. Anyway.
And with that, it is midnight officially.
Yep.
It is Wednesday. I've got a Senate meeting later today, I guess.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you to everybody who stuck with us.
Yep.
If you stuck with us for a half hour, if you were here the whole 2 hours,
Yep.
y'all are the absolute best.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your questions. Thanks for
Yeah.
live tweeting with us. We're going to do Facebook Live next week.
Are we?
We're
With
gonna do
Hector?
it.
Hey, Hector.
Yes!
We're going to be on Facebook Live, so you better
We're going to do
better be
Facebook
looking
Live so more
pretty.
people can watch. I'm so excited. I was going to do it this week, and I totally forgot until about half an hour ago, and then I was like, I'm not doing it at this point. But yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
so much for listening. Sorry about me just being zany at the end. It is midnight.
That's okay.
I'm turning into a pumpkin, much like Cinderella's chariot. Not Cinderella herself, clearly.
Okay. And with that, I'm Hannah Martin,
I'm Anna Somerville
and this has been Spill the Tea.
with Anna and Hannah.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
All right, here's some Fleetwood Mac. So we're gonna.
Oh yeah,
we'll
baby.
do
Here
that.
we go.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.